Hi, I'm Eric Summerer, and here's what's coming from the Dice Tower this week.
Well, hello there. I'm Tom Vasel, and this is the news for July 2nd to the 8th, 2012. Let's start out with the board game news. First, we don't have any pictures for thee, but Cryptozoic has announced a couple new games. We have Batman Arkham Horror Escape, a two-player game. One person's Batman, the other person is his array of villains. And Lord of the Rings, a deck-building game. Yeah, the deck building thing is probably getting a little old at this point, but hey, it's Lord of the Rings. Then from, can I help you?
Listen to my singing.
Oh, beautiful, but I'm in the middle of recording. Okay? See you later. Will Wheaton is going to be the special guest of honor for Gen Con. Shut the door! Gen Con 2012. Will Wheaton is the host of the Tabletop Gaming Series. Some new games have come out this week. Go Get 'em, Descent 2.0, Listen, and Sky Traders from Fantasy Flight. Merchants of Venus. Big news here. Fantasy Flight and Stronghold Games announced on the Dice Tower, by the way, that they would be... Fantasy Flight is producing the game Merchants of Venus, and Stronghold, Stephen Bonacore is coming on as a consultant. A happy ending all around. Stronghold Games has announced a whole lineup of games. You can find out them at GameSalootNews.com. And Coffee House has also announced a whole lineup of games. I'd like to see some of those are older games that they're reprinting, like the horse game, the Attack of the Aliens from Outer Space, Escape from the Aliens from Outer Space, things like that. Portal has announced an online magazine where you can go download. It's free, a PDF magazine that talks about all their games. You might know them from Neuroshima Hex. And, oh, Pixel Lincoln. Kickstarter's going on, but take a look at this. Pixel Lincoln is a game in which Pixel Lincoln is going to go out and fight enemies, and he does that through all different things, including his good weapon, the Beardarang. It's a new deck building game, and I'll talk about this a little bit later. But they have different characters in the game, like a doctor and Death, and the great Florini, which is neat. But what I really like is they have a custom character that they made for me, Tom Vasel, who apparently is a board game reviewer, cosmic encounter enthusiast, not a fan of trading in the Mediterranean. My wife says I look better in Pixel. Huh. Several reviews are coming out this week. We have Ryan is going to be reviewing Zongshi and the wonderfully themed Pizza Theory. Patrick is going to be taking a look at the Ticket to Ride iOS and an iOS game by Reiner Knizia called Pipes. What do you want, little girl? All right, you want a hug? All right, hug. All right, thanks, Dad. He's recording now. See you later. I will be doing a review of Dominant Species. Shut the door. Starship the Dominant Species is actually not a review. It's going to be a comparison of the new 3rd edition to the 1st edition. Then Starship Merchants, which is a new, interesting pickup and delivery game. Empire Express, which is a quicker version of the Cran Railroad series. Listen, which is a kind of type of war game. Nocturna, a game about creeping around in the dark. Gangsta, which is actually a trick-taking game with a twist on point scoring. And Sam and I and Miami Dice will be taking a look at Coliseum. In the Dice Tower Network, we got some podcasts that are coming out here. How to Play podcast. Ryan has compiled quite a few of his I Don't Like to Play segments that he did on the Dice Tower and has put them together for episode number K. Plaid Hat Games has done episode 51 where they talk about Dungeon Run 2 and play testing. No, I'm not hungry. I'll be there later. Shut the door! Flip the Table podcast. We like to welcome them to the Dice Tower Network. Now, they're a podcast that goes back and takes a look at old games that you probably haven't played and probably don't want to play. For example, episode 5, they just did G.I. Joe Mission Cobra Headquarters. You have to listen to it. It's funny. They play games, so you don't have to. And the Dice Tower number 263 is going to be coming out where we review Pret-a-Porter and Outpost. We talk about what do you do when you have multiple tables in a gaming group. And we have a bunch of new contributors, so you want to check that out. Also, there's a new podcast we started by Remy Gibson. And he's going to put this podcast out every Monday and every Thursday. It's a short 5-minute podcast where he does the news, kind of like what I'm doing, just the board game industry news, and puts it out. So check out our website, find a way to subscribe to this, and every Monday, Thursday, you get just a real quick glimpse of what the news is for that week. Well, that's about it for this time. I'd like to mention that you can always support the Dice Tower. You can go to our website for that, dicetower.com, and you can get dice and dice towers. You can also get cards for Eminent Domain from Tasty Minstrel. You can get cards from Summoner Wars from Plaid Hat Games. And you can get cards for Revolver and for Panic Station from Stronghold Games. How many interruptions are we going to have today? What's up now?
Dice Tower Convention in 2 days!
2 days! Dice Tower Convention!
Find all this and more at Dicetower.com. See you soon.